Shout out to my peeps this morning, all over the world, all over the country. Um, I wanted to, I wanted to touch base on something that I think is pretty important. That I don't know. Some of our people are aware of it, some are not. You know, and so like I said once again, these messages are never dealing with no type of racism or hatred for other people or other nations. Uh, the father is the one that does the hating. Just because the father say he hates somebody, that don't give you the right to hate nobody. So, but I wanted to put that out there right off the bat because there are some things that's going on. A couple of months ago, we did a video with some documentation on how it was going to get to a point that you was no longer able to travel from state to state without a passport. Right now, it's only you can't travel out of the country without a passport. And all these things are designed for a reason that we're going to look at right now. And it's really significant because it's still dealing with the unification of our people. And see, it does us no good to be talking about the word this, the word that, and and then we still can't unify. Everybody don't view the same things the same way. But I know this. Those that claim to be the Father's people, these are the ones that these messages are aimed at. All right? And so if you claim to be the Father's people, then these messages for you where unification is concerned. Now, right now, our brothers and our sisters, they still have this great gulf in between them. And they seem not to understand that the people as a whole will be powerless to move until we can get these things straightened out. Now, I want to show you one of the ways that's really tragic for us as a people, that the people in control have interjected all of these different types of schemes concerning the waking up of the Father's people. That even when they woke, they still be held captive. This is Ezekiel 35th chapter, the prophecy against Mount Seir. We know that the blood of Jacob, he said that the prophecy is against you because you have had a perpetual hatred for my people and shed the blood of your brother throughout his generations, even at the time that his calamity had an end. All right? So whatever punishment the Father put on his people, he had a predestined end for it. But it's evident according to the scripture that even when their iniquity had come to an end, that these people went far and beyond what they were supposed to do. Now, the system has been set up. One of the things that's going to choke the life out of us is going to be directly linked to our dealings with each other. It's not going to be what other people do. It's what we're doing to each other. So, okay, right now you need a passport to get out of a country. But when some states won't allow you to have a driver's license or, a government ID to travel, some states you need a passport just to catch a flight to another state. Eventually, these laws will catch on just like everything else catches on, and it'll eventually end up being that way throughout the whole country. Why? Because at the time that iniquity have an end, people are going to seek to still hold you as a captive. And this is one of the ways that they're going to do it, but they're going to do it by your own hand. So we have a brother of mine that wanted to go on a trip on a cruise. Everybody's able to go, but he's left out because he can't get a passport because he owed back child support. Okay, that's directly linked to what we doing to each other. All right? So even when a man and a woman splits up and she puts that man on child support, and as he link up with another woman and start a new family and this or that, the other, when the time come, if you needed to get out, see, the women will be able to get out. But because of the things that the women have allowed to happen, all the men will be held captive because they don't have the right to travel. And so you're looking at women having to get up and move. And see, this is a systematic scheme because the way have always been made for our women. But the destruction part of it is going to be against the men. And so when you look at how vast this thing is, almost every black man that has children has been placed on child support. Whether he's been a lousy father or whether he's been a good father. Because even if the woman didn't want to place him on child support, if she ever received any assistance, the government placed him on child support. This hinders his ability to move. And so many of these things, you won't see the full impact of it until the time comes that you have to do something, that you have to move. Now, if it ever came a time that we had to get up out of here and had to get up out of here and move, and we pack our families up and this and that and the other, guess what, sisters? And you'll say, you can make all the excuses you want, but at the end of the day, you might have one man on child support and you might be to marry another man that's good to you. But his woman probably had him on child support. The woman before you probably had him on child support. And so when it's time for you to get up and get out of here, guess what? That man that been good to you, that another woman had on child support, he is now stuck behind with the rest of them. He's stuck behind with the rest of them. So, you know, and these are systematic games that have been played. And I'm just telling you, man, we gotta pay some close attention. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not here to tell nobody what's right or what's wrong. The only thing I'm telling you is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And, you know, the skillet can't call the kettle black. So if you've been guilty of doing this particular thing, then guess what? Some other woman then probably did the same thing to the new man that you got that treats you good and takes care of your children. But he is in the same boat as the other one. And at last end, see, this is some of the things why we don't understand what the scriptures say. In the last days, the prophecy pronounced on the daughters of Zion for the things that they have done and not want to accept no type of repercussion or correction for it because of being shameless. He said the prophecy concerning you is that at the end of time, there shall be 7 women to 1 man. And them 7 women will desire, they will literally beg that one man to take them and to be a covering for them and a covering of protection. And one of the reasons why these things are going to materialize is because of the bad choices that the women have made against the men. And I'm not saying that the men are innocent, because the men are not innocent. But see, the problem is, instead of dealing with the Most High, where that no good man or that irresponsible man is concerned, instead of dealing with the Most High, we have dealt with somebody that means you no good, means the man no good, means your children no good, and we seem not to understand the systematic schemes that are behind it. All of the men that have child support or back child support, I don't care if they don't owe but $1,500, they cannot get a passport to travel, and therefore they are locked in to a place that you are free to leave. But you got to pack up and you got to uproot and you got to leave without the greatest gift that the Father